Rob, this is big news. It came out a few hours ago. Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, told reporters today at the owners' meetings that Meek Mill, the rapper, and Meek Mill is tight with Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft went to visit him in jail, and they've worked together on things. Meek Mill performed at Robert Kraft's wedding, so they got a relationship dating back years. And Robert Kraft told reporters, Rob, that Meek Mill texted him 3 or 4 days ago and let him know that Lamar wants to be a Patriot. Now, Kraft left it. He said, that's up to head coach Bill Belichick. But as you said last hour, he didn't shoot it down. And Rob, I'm going to say this. I'd love to see Lamar with the Jets. But that's not, doesn't look like that's going to happen. I am all for Lamar Jackson being in New England. In fact, just like I said, the Jets need to jettison the chase of Aaron Rodgers and go after Lamar. I would say to the Patriots, what are you waiting for?
Right.
Are you in this to win more Super Bowls, or are you just in this to see if you can build something without Tom Brady? And if that's it, you've had 3 years and it hasn't worked. If Belichick wants to win more Super Bowls, then he needs to go get Lamar. And I'm not saying they'd be guaranteed one, but I'm saying right now, Rob, they are the worst. Assuming the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, the Patriots are the worst team in the AFC East. Clear as day, they're the worst team in the AFC East. And I'm not like incredibly down on Mac Jones. He had a very good rookie year. And then you saddled him with 2 defensive coaches, or 1 defensive, 1 special teams coach, and Joe Judge as his offensive play callers. So I'm not blaming him for us taking a step back last season, but I am saying he's not Lamar Jackson. You're always going to have a very good defense with Belichick. You bring Lamar in there, Rob, and I'm telling you, they would be a problem.
I agree. And then to play for a coach of that caliber, and Chris, the other one is, and I'm distracted because I forgot about, we didn't mention the Colts thing, but the Patriots thing is out there.
Chris Ballard talked about him, and we'll get to the Colts.
Yeah, we'll get there, but let's do the Patriots. I'm just because I was very interested in seeing that, because we were saying all it takes is one, but that would be interesting to see if the Patriots decide to make a move, to pick up a guy of that caliber, Chris, right? To go with Bill Belichick, who even when he got Cam Newton, remember, that was like, wow, okay, the Patriots.
He loved Cam Newton.
He did.
Now,
he was named the captain.
That much left,
right, but
yep.
He was all with it, so why not? And in that division right now, I'm with you. They're at the bottom, and they need help. They need help desperately. And they wouldn't be the first team to move off a guy like Mac Jones. Like people move off quarterbacks, Chris. They do.
Absolutely.
Any chance you
it's
get to
Lamar
upgrade.
Freaking Jackson.
Right. And everybody, all the quotes. He's special. He's different. And you hear people say, oh, he's special, and they say it a lot. Lamar is special. He really is. And we've seen the work he's been able to put in. We've seen improvement, Chris. I know he's got to stay healthy. This whole situation, the way it's played out, has been ugly with the Ravens, because he probably should have already had a deal, and they took their time, and he didn't do probably what he needed to do, which was force the issue, right? Force the issue.
We talked about that. He was like acting like it wasn't,
like it wasn't a big deal. And I was like, not the way you play. As soon as there was the ability, and it could have been, Chris, after he won the MVP. Let's just be honest. It could have been then that he could have said, "I want to get
3rd year.
I want to get paid. I'm ready." Yeah, and he waited 2 more years after that.
Yeah, we've seen guys paid after that.
Yeah. Nobody's going to
Yeah.
argue with that, considering that he had won a unanimous MVP. You going to argue against that guy? No, I don't think so.
Right. Nah, I'm with you. It was actually, Rob, his second year he won the MVP.
Man.
So he couldn't have got it that year.
But it could have been the next year. So my point is, it shouldn't have to be
next
after
year wasn't
5
bad.
years.
It wasn't as good, but it wasn't bad. Right. Agreed. No, look, and Rob, I get the apprehension. We've talked about it. Even though he hasn't been hurt running the football, he's actually got hurt in the pocket. It is, we just never seen a guy that run like that for a 15-year career, right? Eventually, some of that speed's going to leave you, and you're going to have to be more of a passing quarterback. We all know about Cam Newton and the hits he's taken, and he's twice as big as Lamar, and obviously it took its toll on him. That said, Rob, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Lamar's hung up on years. If you guaranteed him $200 million over 4 years, fully, right? Period. If we cut you tomorrow, you get the $200 million. Like, that's what Lamar is looking for, that type of guarantee.
Right.
Where you can't cut me and, cut bait on my contract.
Right. No, I get it.
But I look, again, Rob, if the Patriots want to get back in the business of competing for Super Bowl and not just competing to make the playoffs and be relevant, I think this is the guy you go for.
And I love, okay, yeah.
And as you always say, don't tell me you don't have the money.
Chris, that's nonsense. The NFL prints money. Stop with the money thing. If you really want somebody, you'll pay him. It's just that simple. It's supply and demand. And the other good news, Chris, if you're Lamar, is that the Colts, Chris, who have had, I asked Ryan to look it up. I don't know how many, Ryan, just look on it. They've had, like, Chris, 8 quarterbacks in the last 4 years or what. I don't know what the number it is.
Since Andrew Luck left.
Right?
It's been, Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, and I think I'm missing one.
And there are a couple other ones,
ridiculous.
but
Jacoby Brissett.
Yep. Right?
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. Right,
but they've had a ton of quarterbacks.
Here's what their GM said, Rob.
Yep.
Chris Ballard, he said this. It's about Lamar. Anytime a special player is available, which he is, you've got to do the work. I'm not going to get into deep discussions on where it's at or what we're doing or what we might do. That's from Stephen Holder, as you said.
So they've had 7 quarterbacks since Luck, Chris. 7. And I love that Ballard said this from the standpoint, this is what I was talking about. It only takes one team. They need to solidify their quarterback situation. Here's a guy available. You think a guy like Lamar becomes available all the time, Chris? He doesn't.
Nope.
And everybody else is playing coy?
They've tried 7 guys.
7 guys haven't worked.
So let me ask you this. Who would you rather see Lamar with, Indianapolis or New England?
Good question. It really is. I'd be happy.
My answer is New England.
New England?
I mean, of course, I'm happy wherever he goes, he gets paid.
Yeah.
But I would rather see him with Belichick.
Yeah, I mean,
to see how that works out.
To see how it will work out. But the Colts really, like, they might be the real suitor because of what they've been through. And they would appreciate to have, they had Peyton Manning, they had Andrew Luck. They've had, like, those kind of franchise quarterbacks, and now they find themselves in a quandary, Chris, over the last number of years, right? And this would solidify.
In the NFL when you don't have a quarterback.
No, this would solidify, and that's why it was smart for Chris Ballard. He could have said, we're not interested in that. We're not. What? If I'm a fan, I'm excited, right?
Well, let's see what it means. I mean, like he said, he said it like I'm not going to say what we're doing. I mean, that could mean anything. That could mean other players, It could mean, you know what I mean, what their plans are, or it could mean we have talked with him. Or you know what I mean? Like we're reaching out to him. I mean, you can't say it's people because it's him. But I would rather see him with New England. I think we're all about storylines, Rob. And look, Indianapolis would be fun. You got Jonathan Taylor there, right? I mean, that they've been a good team, even as they haven't had a quarterback. That's really been the one thing they've been missing, Rob, is a quarterback. So they would be interesting.
They need a quarterback.
Him and Belichick, that would be fun to see.